Well, hello, YouTube. Just pulled out of the driveway. We're going to do a little driving and flapping. Too cold to do anything else. Hope everybody had a happy new year. It's been just ugly cold here for the last 2 weeks since Christmas Eve. So we got about an inch of snow Christmas Eve, and it hasn't snowed since, but what little snow you'll see around is what's left of that inch of snow that we did get. It hasn't been warm enough to melt any of it off. So about the only thing I can figure is that it's evaporating. I mean, the warmest it's been in the last 2 weeks is about 23 degrees. And I figured I'd just take the back roads today and have a look around. Tired of sitting in the house all the time, so oh well, let's get out and see what we can see here. I cleaned the windshield off with the washer fluid here a second ago. It was getting kind of road grimy there from the brine they put down. I think tomorrow we're supposed to get a rain, snow, sleet mix, because we're finally going to come out of the deep freeze here tomorrow. We're supposed to get up to 40 degrees, and I believe Wednesday and Thursday they're talking about highs in the 60s. That'll be unbelievable. Like I say, here in the last 2 weeks, the warmest it's been is about 23, 24 degrees. And whew, it'll be such a relief. Of course, I'm sure it's supposed to drop right back down in the 30s a day or two after that. But heck, even the 30s will feel warm compared to how we felt lately. And some days when it hadn't got warmer than 10 degrees outside. We had a good little Christmas. Everybody down in Tennessee is doing okay. I didn't go. I had the dog sit. Our dog will not absolutely despises traveling. And Todd, my little brother, him and his sister-in-law and their son, him and my sister-in-law and their son, they didn't want to take their dog down with them either, so I ended up babysitting it over that Christmas weekend. Yeah, the gravel road shakes the vehicle a little bit, doesn't it? Old abandoned houses and stuff along through here. Long abandoned. I was surprised, and I haven't even opened the box yet, but one of my Christmas presents, I was proud to get all of them, I tell you. Proud of all of them. Love them to death. But my two favorite ones, I finally got me an oscillating multi-tool. I've been asking for one of them for probably 10 years or better. I finally got one for Christmas. And the only reason I hadn't bought one in the last 10 years or so is because every birthday and Christmas people are always like, well, I don't know what to get you. You never say anything. Well, I do. I've said that for years, and I finally got one. But something I only asked for this year and got too. I got a new soldering iron. Now, I don't know how you pronounce it, whether it's Hakko or Hakko, but I got one of those Hakko soldering irons that comes with the temperature setting thing on it. I think it's called an 888D or something like that. And I'm hoping to put it to work here shortly. And we'll see how that thing works out. Boy, it sure is dead looking around here, isn't it? Any of y'all seen my videos of me driving and flapping in the summertime or in the spring or anything? Boy, it's going to be a sharp contrast now. But anyway, I got that and that, the Hakko and the multi-tool, and I also got a couple of DVDs and more sweatpants and shirts and some Lagerfeld cologne. My favorite scent. I hadn't had a bottle of that in about 10 years. But Mama got a bunch of Christmas presents. Most of them I'm going to have to install over the next... Well, we're not going to do any more installations of anything until the weather warms up some. Because the breaker box at the house is not labeled. And I'm too lazy to go through and figure out where every switch goes to. So whenever I put anything new in, I just turn off the main. That way I'm sure everything is off. And I ain't going to get the pee shocked out of me. And I'll go ahead and wire stuff up then. Well, she wanted a new exhaust fan for the bathroom. The one that's in there works, but it's just really dated looking. It's got a little square light shade in it, and it looks like it comes about early 1970s, late 60s styling. And got her a new one put in there. It's an Air King, so it should be made in the USA. Everything I've ever seen from them still is. Fans and whatnot. I've even seen a couple of old Air King radios for sale. But so I put that in the bathroom. The only con I've heard about them things is I got it with a brushed nickel finish. And the only con that I've read about them, a couple of people have said that brushed nickel finish will get rusty. And I said, well, I'll put a stop to that. Before I ever install the thing, I'll put a couple of coats of clear lacquer over it. Now, that's for the bathroom. For the kitchen, we've got a new light fixture for the work area around the stove and the cabinets and whatnot. And there's an old brass and glass chandelier over the dining room table, and it was ugly when we moved in. Now the light fixture over the work area is ugly too. It might look good somewhere else, but it doesn't look good in that kitchen. But I got a 52-inch ceiling fan with a light fixture on it to put over the dining room table. she's wanted a fan in there for I don't know how long. So I've got that. And between those three things and still having to pull the carpet up in her bedroom and put that elm flooring down, laminated elm, I'm going to have my hands full later this year. The reason I don't want to turn the electric off right now to do that stuff is, well, like I say, it's really cold, and we've got two choices of heat at the house. We've got electric heat and we've got a gas furnace, but it uses an electric blower. But I don't want to have the electric out as cold as it is for no length of time putting that stuff in, because I'm not real anxious to freeze. I say that house is well insulated, but when it's this cold outside, it don't take long for it to start cooling off. And why bother if you don't have to, you know? All these around here are Amish farms up this road, that there's one place that isn't. You can see they've been cutting ice over here. The Amish cut blocks of ice out of that pond and use it for summer storage. They have ice cellars and whatnot. This house here didn't used to be Amish. It might be now. I don't know. It doesn't look like it. It looks like it's still got modern appliances like gas and water and whatnot. Here shortly we'll be up top of this hill. We'll be coming off Onagle Road and heading on to Level Rats Road. I only met the man once, and that was back when I was a little kid. He was about 3 days older than baseball then. We always just called it Elk Creek Road, but when the county come through and put signs on all the roads when they went to 911 back in the 90s here, they renamed it. It's now Level Rats Road. Back then, he was the only fella that lived on this road. Of course, now you can see all the Amish farms back there off in the distance. Over there. And on straight up ahead of us here. I hope I'm getting it in the camera frame. I can't really tell. The sun is shining right on the LCD screen. So I hope this is coming out okay. Like I say, I can't really tell. But when I was a little kid, like I say, he was the only house on this road. And I guess that's why they named the road after him. But back then, this road was gravel too. And right after his house, it's still gravel. Now his house isn't the only house on this road, but it is the last one. Well, no, I take that back. There's an Amish farm or two just past his place now. But the last time I went down this road, probably about 3 or 4 years ago, they were the pavement ended, like I say, just past his driveway, and there's Level Rats' place there, and I see they've already built another house there. I don't know if it's on the other side of the road or if it's the same side of the road or what. It looks like they built it kind of where his house was. Like I say, I mean, you can see the barn is kind of modern looking. Well, that's because it was his barn Now it's Schmidt's Buggy Shop. But yeah, the front of the house still looks modern, but you can tell the Amish have added on to it in the back. They put an addition on back there. Old Amish horse out there. Cattle over here. But that was that Amish farm. I said they've since added to this road, and it is paved further now. But like I say, the pavement used to end right after his driveway. Well, you can see right ahead of us here, it's still paved. Now, I imagine it'll probably end now, this being the last place on the road anymore. Yep, they don't do like they do back home. Back home, they have put up a sign that says pavement ends ahead. Down in Tennessee, here you don't get any warning. You just Now this road, when I was a kid, was a logging road, and didn't nobody use it much except loggers. But when they abandoned it, the county took it over, and they keep it gravelled and graded and whatnot. But now if there's a good little snow or ice, they don't come through and bother trying to plow it. That they just put barricades up and say the road's closed. And the reason that is, and it's hard to tell on this camera, I'm sure, but up ahead here, and not right now, but you can see it gets kind of hilly. But on further up ahead, there's a really steep hill, and I guess they're just afeared to kindly let big trucks go down it, plows or whatever, when it's snowy and packed down and ice covered and everything else. It's not worth it's not worth losing a dump truck over to try and keep this road open. Oh me, I'm starting to get warm. I've got the heater on low in here just because if I turn it up on high, I mean, well, I can turn it on high for a second here, and you'll see what I mean. Now, I'd hate to have to talk over top of that, so I just do it like this. Now, we're pretty high up right now. I don't know if I can stop. Well, it's hard to tell. Let me spool down the window. You can see we're a good ways up. I'll say it's hard to tell from that side because I passed up where I meant to stop, but let me get on up here a little ways. The big hill starts, looks like they've added a little driveway up here. I don't see a mailbox though. Well, but there is a little house up there on the hill. Very little house. Tiny house, I guess. Funny, there's no mailbox. But you look up ahead here, and this is the hill I'm talking about. Now, I mean, you get the horizon set in your mind here. This hill, we've come down it, back in the 80s, we come down it with our camper here. Let's see, I'm trying to hold the camera level. Well, here comes this hill down here. And they added this embankment over here, I guess, to help keep people from going off of the road. But it's just this hill. I mean, I imagine we're close to a 40-degree angle right now. Oh, there's another little cabin that somebody's put in here. And it's paved up through here again too. The pavement didn't used to start again until down here around this curve. I imagine one day they'll probably have it paved all the way. I'm going to hang a right here and go back, take a look at the lake here. I think this road's got speed bumps on it. I don't imagine too many folks will be back here right now, with the lake being froze over. Of course, now there is the Knobstone Trail that's back here, but I can't imagine, as cold as it is, anybody's hiking or fishing. I'll probably have this area back here all to myself. No, somebody's here. There's a car sitting there. That's strange. Look, wow, the place is packed. I wonder if they're out ice fishing or something. The lake is just about all froze over, so I can't think of anything else they'd be doing out here unless somebody's out ice fishing. Like I say, it's been frigid temperatures for the last 2 weeks. The ice ought to be thick enough where you could go ice skating or whatever you wanted to do on it, I imagine. And it's strange though, I thought I'd have this place all to myself, and the little parking lot down here, you can see there, they several vehicles down here. Don't know what they're all doing, but they're down here. It looks like to me like they're out, they're out walking around on it. They're braver than I am. I'd be afraid I'd find a thin spot. You can look over here. Let me zoom in here if I can. See if I'm aiming it the right way. Look there. People out there, I guess, ice skating. I don't know. Whew. I sure don't want to be walking out on that. I bet you that, well, some of them's Amish because they got there's a buggy down here. It looks like they let their horse loose out on it too. Well, I reckon. Say that it's unhitched, so let me turn the camera off for a minute and get out of here. Now we're outside here a little bit. Let me see, I might see if I can focus in. I can hold it steady. It's hard for me to hold this camera steady when it's in that close. But yeah, you can see they went right down through here and out onto it. And it does look like the ice does look like it's several inches thick. Well, I think I'll stay off of it, but I like a couple of pieces of stove wood out there on it too. That is odd, though. I wonder where the horse is for that buggy. Surely to God they didn't take the horse out on the ice. It's too cold to, I would have thought, to do a whole lot out here, but they seem to be having a ball out there. Well, let me shut this camera down here and I'll go ahead and head back out of here. I just wanted to show around a little bit here this winter, and I don't know if the camera will pick it up, but you can, sounds like they're having a ball out there. All right, well, let me shut this down. All right, well, I'm back out of Elk Creek Lake now. I guess I'll go ahead and head for the house. Like I say, I just wanted to get out of it for a few minutes. Tired of being cooped up in there. And I'll take the quick way back home. I'll say it's just a lazy, cold, frigid Saturday. And I figured I ought to make a video since I hadn't made one in almost 2 weeks. I'm still alive. I've been watching Doug and Old Goat 64 there go on about their night tube testers back and forth. Watching John down in Arkansas working on his jukebox there. Looks like he's about up to part 50. Working on that Tormat. Ron's working on his S20R Sky Champion, I think it is. And I know there's another one. I can't remember what the number of it is though. That 5KR maybe. Both Hallicrafters. I saw one just like it on eBay for I think $15, but it didn't have any knobs on it. But I've got enough radios. I don't need to be spending any money on eBay. I've got enough radios to last me for years. I still gotta sometime solder the antenna back on to that RCA 56X and paint the dial back plate on it. Get it put back together, and hopefully it'll be done. I'm going to go ahead and test the tubes. I've got no reason to believe that they're bad, but I figure as long as the thing is outside of the chassis, I might as well go ahead and test them. That tube tester sat in the garage all this past year and sat there just fine. I brought it into the house here 2 days ago to let it warm up, and that evening that I brought it in, after it warmed up some, sitting on the floor of my bedroom, somehow or another it flipped over and hit the floor. When it did, there was a wire plugged into it that attaches, has a spring clip on one side and the banana plug on the one side, and you attach that spring clip to the grid cap of a cube, and when it flipped over, it bent the prong on that banana plug. Fortunately, I've got a spare one, but I want to see if I can straighten that one back out without breaking it. But that was the only damage that I could find to it. But anyhow, I'll go on ahead and get off of here and get back to the house and get this uploaded, or starting to upload. As long as I've been yammering on here, it ought to take several hours for it to finish uploading. I don't want to make these videos too awful long. Alrighty, well, I reckon this is Gary signing off, and thanks for watching.